Yo, what is good? My anime faithful, what is good, yo? So, I really wanted to talk about this show because this got really interesting really fast. And I don't know what it is about shows like this, but once they get to these points, um, usually there's no stopping them. Like, they just keep going forward, and you really just start to understand the image or the overall like grand scheme of what could happen next. And I think that's always like, I don't know, it's one of the most enjoyable things for me, only because I saw this show moving slow, and with knowing that it's 12 episodes, it just felt weird to me that it was taking this pace, that it was going like, it was showing us stuff, but it wasn't showing us very quickly. Like, it was like, oh well, here you go. This guy is very strong. We said he was really strong, but we really mean it now. Like, that was kind of what I felt like they were kind of doing to us. But then they got to the point where they're just like, all right, this storytelling is a lot more than you'll ever like really get in these types of scenarios or in these types of anime, because they just don't usually go into this much detail. We got pretty much people who are intelligent enough to know that, there's only certain ways they should go about handling this stuff, and there's only certain ways they should, oh my god, what is going on? There's only certain ways that they should really see this stuff happening as a whole. But to then see, uh then to see all of this like beautiful storytelling happening over time, it only made it more clear to me that we were just gonna get whatever, um whatever was supposedly going to be a big arc or something along those lines. It looks like we're just gonna get it, right? Like, we're just gonna get most of, if not all, uh, like some ridiculous amount of answers towards why people are doing certain things. Or, for instance, what's his face? Oh my god, I forgot his name. The main character literally kind of shows off the fact that, you know, if none of them, do what they're supposed to do within like a certain time frame, they're probably going to lose. Like, if he doesn't actually go out of his way to practically save, this assassin girl, in the grand scheme of like, not punching her and like absolutely killing her, he loses like one of the best teammates he's had so far, that's good at like infiltrating and getting in and out of places without actually taking lives, now the when she's working for the guild. And it's stuff like that that, if it adds up afterwards, like him taking it easy on somebody and not, attacking them to kill, and we find out that they're actually really good people afterwards, there's nothing really that bad about that route, in my opinion. Like, it's kind of done a lot, but when you do it right, there's nothing to be really angry about, in my opinion anyway. Not only that, I saw a lot of what they could kind of get away with in this show, in the grand scheme of like, oh, we're going to start to explain more of the exposition to you, more thoroughly. Like, it just felt like we went from learning about what was going on in this world to seeing it very quickly. And after we started seeing it, all of that stuff was, relatively, it was honestly surprising how how intelligent the villains are, and like what they're doing. Because not only did he leave this note for the main character, the guy anyway, to, find this note saying, hey, we're going to let out 2,000, 3,000, enemies. And once we do that, it's just going to be mayhem. Like you guys are, you're gonna lose a whole village pretty much. Oh my God, this guy switched against me. No, he was my brother. Um, and that's kind of the thing that makes me the most interested in seeing how all this is going to transpire in the future, because not much shows put that much effort into these villains, put that much effort into the hero being away, and for good reason. Like, this is a really good reason for him to literally be away and not anywhere near where he should be to be helping his friends out. For instance, he's off in, La La Land practically, because he went out and found this information that practically put him there. And because of this, we now have a really, really good reason as to uh, why is this happening? Why is this character the one, being chosen to do this? And then we see it all like, break apart. It's because this was the plan the whole time, right? Like, they wanted to get you guys separated. Clearly you're too strong. Like, that would be too strong of a force for certain people to handle at times. And then not only would it be too strong, the person that they're trying to keep away from, keep away from the battle and all this, she are trying to keep away from Mira, the girl that gets captured by the girl who can just use the stealth cloak and appear and punch you in the stomach and KO a person who's like a top adventurer, So if she can do that to someone who's ridiculously powerful, a lot of weaker characters are just getting clapped by this girl. And she pretty much tells them like, hey, don't stay and fight, just run. Like, just delay her, okay? You don't need to, you can't win, so just delay. That was her only advice to these people, and that just kind of also tells you how, much these characters have actually seen, what's possible. And because of that, they are making all of the other characters aware of it. They're not just like, oh, and by the way, I think she's really strong because I couldn't beat her. No, you guys cannot defeat her. I couldn't beat her. You guys stand zero chance of defeating her. So don't even try it. It's pretty much what I got out of that. And I really liked it a lot, the way it was, put. And it's just a really smart way of going about telling people like, hey, we straight up know what we're dealing with, so why would we tell you to go in on something that we 100% know that you can't, you won't be able to win. Like, hey, let's send our troops into death and let them die a very messed up death in the battlefield is pretty much what they're saying at that point. Like, they do not care enough to send out people who would actually stand a chance, so to speak. And that's what I'm kind of feeling with this show is since they know what they're dealing with, they're making more plans ahead. They're making more steps in the more like, future tense. Like, they're not looking at just they're not tunnel visioning is what I want to say. And because they're not tunnel visioning, it makes it a lot more easier for them to pretty much find openings and gaps in these heroes that they're now have to deal with. And on top of trying to get their plans set in motion, they also have to deal with all of this crap. So I'm really looking forward to what they actually plan to show us after all this is said and done. Like, I truly think that this show was probably one of the most underwhelming shows like that we got out of a lot of shows we've been seeing lately. And it all of a sudden turned into what I wanted to see it be: action, story driven, a lot of ridiculous, like, crazy plots that could wind up leaving someone more injured or messed up than they should be, just because of how intelligent the person who was planning the attack in the first place actually got down. So it's stuff like that that really keeps me intrigued. And I love shows and animes and stuff like that, but it's hard to care for it when there's not much going on or not much worth caring about to be like, oh man, that's some crazy stuff right there. Like, give me a reason to care about it, and then after I start caring about it, do I want to see more? Do I want to know absolutely everything possible? Do I want to go and read the manga because the story is so conveying? That's where it's starting to feel like it's getting with this show, is that there's a lot more um, there's a lot more to show and tell, and I like that. And if that's where they're going with this, then fine, so be it. You got my attention, you won me over, just give me the goods. um but yeah, I honestly think they know what they're doing at this point, and we're probably just really going to see a handful of different like actions and stuff like that. We're probably just going to continuously see these moments where not only are all these characters kind of shining and turning an eye to uh, what's possible with this guy's power, but now these villains, knowing his power, are looking even further into it and putting him in places where he's not going to be able to help out at the town, aka this underground area that seems to be built by these people who are evil. And then by stepping on one little thing in the room, you activate a golem giant monster that seemingly probably has an attribute of magic that's going to be his weakness again or something. So we'll see how all this plays out. I'm really interested in it now. I've been interested in it for after last week. That episode really punched me in the gear of wanting to see more. So yeah, with all that being said, I hope you guys have an amazing day, night, evening, whatever the case may be. I am your boy, the Anime G, and I definitely will be dropping more content soon, dropping dumbbells. So if you guys are ready for that, make sure you drop a like here, or just subscribe in general so you can see all my content. I don't really care if you don't subscribe or not though, because you'll probably see my content regardless, and that's just how it is. But with all that being said, I will talk to you in the next one. Peace.